record. Do you want to repeat that again, Sam?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, the important part is that my income has more than doubled since we started doing those Zoom calls and having everybody like, doing problem solving together.
Yeah.
And because before I was keeping that information in my head or putting it into like documents and text form rather than sharing it with everybody. Now that I'm sharing it, I'm probably just more confident and I know how to say stuff better.
Mm-hmm.
So you said earlier, Judy, that I have good communication skills, but you have to communicate to be able to have the good communication skills. So if you're not communicating, even though you have that skill, it's not worth anything.
You gotta let it out. Fair enough.
You know what? That's really interesting that you say that, because I know from I'm speaking for Judy now, but what I know of Judy and even her level of communication has increased so much more than what I would know her of.
Yeah, I'm surprised when you keep saying things. So obviously I haven't shared a lot of stuff with you or something, because I don't think I've changed, but I don't always speak up.
Right. That's exactly it. Like, I just feel like, I know you've always stayed more on the quiet side than speaking up side.
Yeah.
But lately I feel like you are speaking up.
I guess when we get to know each other, you get more comfortable. I mean, that's a lot of it, I think, too. So it's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Fantastic. It's fantastic. Yeah.
But the fact that we don't really notice it goes to show how, like, just consistency every little day, like this little thing that you do every day just adds up after a few months.
Yeah.
And you don't notice it.
Yeah.
You only like see the results from the external side of things. Like, people start to say things different about you. You get different results. But internally, you look at yourself in the mirror and you're like, I haven't changed.
Yeah.
I've just done me.
Yeah. One big thing that's really showing up for me is my being responsible and accountability. Like, I put so much value on this because I'm like, even hanging out at the beach was just my absolute ultimate favorite thing in the world to do. Like, I can be hanging out at the beach, like all day, right? But I'm like, no, I gotta go because I've got an obligation. I've got a commitment. And that drives me to, because it helps me like be more like chop with getting, because I left giving myself ample time. And then on the way in, because I was passing a grocery store, it's like a quick stop in there. So I'm like, I allow myself that, because before I'd always be running late for my appointments. And I'm always been one of those people where either I'm showing up on time or like rushed, right? Or having be like a little bit delayed and apologize. But for this, I'm like, no, I'm stepping my game up. I'm showing up early ahead of time. So I feel like it's helping me become more of a responsible person. And I was just telling Judy this earlier when we were on our call, Sam, like with being accountable to you, like we did our email before we called you. You know what I mean? But I was listening to Judy. I'm like, if we did not have that accountability to you, so they
later.
Yeah.
Let's push it a little bit.
Yeah.
She's at the park.
I'm at the park. I'm outside. I'm not connected to the internet, blah, blah, blah. Right. And it's so funny because now that I'm like, okay, no more excuses. I'm noticing how other people are giving me excuses for whatever thing that they've got going on. Right. Like today, I've been, so with that sales trainer guy, Sabri, Suby. So Judy, I've been listening to a lot of his sales training YouTube videos and stuff. Fantastic stuff he has. And he says, you become relentless when it comes to follow-ups, right? Like you just follow up. And he gives you like great tips on how you do it and stuff. So I've been applying some of that. And so some of the calls that I've been doing, it's like, you know, I'm like, okay, well, hey, chop, chop, chop. You know, we said 3 o'clock. Let's do the call at 3 o'clock. And then, you know, of course, you're gonna get all that objections and stuff like that. And so in my gut, I'm still like, ugh, you know, I don't know how to communicate in response, and because they're throwing all these objections at me. But I'm like, it's helping me like strengthen my muscle and stand my ground. You know, it's like, listen, like your life is at stake here. You know, your family's life is at stake here. How, like, do you want to bring some kind of change into your life? Right? Because if you are, let's go, let's make it happen. Right? And then so another lady, she's like, oh yeah, I haven't been feeling well, whatever, my wisdom teeth, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like listening to the excuses that I'm getting back, that I'm like, okay, that used to be me.
Mhm.
So it's become that much more aware, because it's something that I've let go, that I've really noticing that, you know, because when I would do it myself, then it's like, okay, that's just the norm. That's just how, what everybody does.
Yeah.
But now that I have let that go, and I'm like, I'm no longer going to be that person, I'm that much more aware and alert of other people that are operating from that space of excuses for why they don't have what they want to have. Right?
That's great. That's great. And I don't want to be a party pooper, but that thing, you can never take that thing for granted. Like if
You're
you can always, it's always possible to revert back to what we were before.
Yeah.
You know, there's some events that says, I don't think it's him. Anyway, I've heard it from someone. He said, your life, it's like an aggregation of what you tolerate.
Right.
Right. So if you tolerate yourself to be like that person you were, and you're gonna go back to that.
Well, it's like a muscle. If you quit exercising it, you're gonna lose it.
And that's me at the moment. Like I've always been super diligent with my exercise, and now I have maybe twice the amount of work, and it's so hard to like push myself to do those house kind of workout, in-house workout. I hate those. I've always hated those. What I like is like heavy weightlifting. And I look at myself in the mirror like, what is that arm? It used to be like this, and I used to have like buff, and girls used to look at me, and now I'm nothing. Like what the? Like as soon as I'm able to go back to the gym and lift those, no, never mind. I'm gonna buy some freaking weights.
Yeah.
I just can't.
Yeah.
I'm getting pissed.
Yeah. Well, you know what, and because I know even for me, like when there's so much work to be done on the computer, you know, there'll be days when I'm here at home full time, like, you know, all day, like not even going outside, and I'm like, okay, but I still want to incorporate that workout in, right? So every single day I put out my yoga mat on the floor, and I've got my, you know, YouTube workout video ready to go, whatever, and I'm like, I'm not putting that mat away until I've done my workout. And until then, I'm like walking around it, crossing it, whatever, but it's constantly as a reminder that I need to get that done, right? And so the faster I get it done, the faster I can get that mat out of the way. But you almost have to give yourself so that you make it easier for yourself to get that done, right? Because yeah, like, I mean, once I get going, it's fine, but to actually get the workout done, it's like, oh, you know?
You're completely right there, right? Like if I had, I don't know if that's another excuse, but if I had that thing like just set up beside my bed, or just somewhere that was always visually like telling me, hey, you gotta lift those weights, you know, you gotta move a little bit, you gotta do something, and get off your computer for 15 minutes and do this, I don't know, do some 10 push-ups. I've been trying to push myself to do like wake up early and do at least those 10 to 15 push-ups.
But they also, and not to have the topic be around working out today, but you know what, that is part of your health and your well-being and your business growth, success, and all that, right? So I guess it's good. But I know like there are people that every hour they set a timer to take that break and give themselves that 5-10 minutes to do a workout, stretch, move their bodies before they continue. Because it's so easy to be in front of a computer and just keep going.
That was me today. Oof.
Hours.
And then you get all stiff and everything.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah.
But a mastermind group is exactly that. It's not only like solving business problems. It's optimizing the rest of your life.
Yeah, exactly.
And we know that, you know, the body it's our vessel. Like the mind and the body work together. And like if your mind is fucked up, your body's gonna be fucked up. And in the country that too it works. If the body is not good, then the mind is gonna be also depressed at some point.
Yeah.
You can only bear so much.
Yeah. I actually would like to have a conversation around excuses, but before we get to that, a couple of the things that I wanted to mention was a storage space. This is a topic that I want to talk about, but I guess, you know, we'll wait till other people kind of come on as well. Just effective ways of managing storage space on social, like on our devices, right? Like on our, because right now we're doing all these recordings and, you know, you're sending the files over and it's like, okay, how much, you know, I'm getting notifications. So it's like, okay, what will be some of the effective ways of having storage space? Because I mean, I'm not a fan of iClouds.
Either.
Okay, I thank you. I'm so glad you agree with me on that, because there are a lot of people that are like, just do it on iClouds. I'm like, something about it, you know?
I mean, the problem with clouds is that you don't own it.
Exactly. And I'm paying them not own it.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, they justify it's only $1 a month, but
the best way is the old school way, where you have an external memory processor. You know, you can buy those I don't know what's the name of it, but it's just
an external drive you plug into USB, right?
Exactly. It's like a USB key, but just bigger.
Mm-hmm.
So you buy one of those. It's maybe $20 sometimes, or depends on the amount of memory it's in. Yeah. But you put everything there, and like you clean up so much space.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, that was easy.
Yeah, that was easy. You just take what you have that you know you need to keep, but you don't want to discard, but you don't want also to have just taking, you know, useful space now, because you just move that to another place. It's like you know, when you have a document, let's say, and you want to keep those files in it, now you put it digital, and that's it.
Okay, makes sense. That's actually a good point then. Okay. Okay, well, and tomorrow's going to be our Wednesday. No, tomorrow's Tuesday only. Oh my gosh, never mind.
So that you know, the topic we just talked, it makes me think of something we haven't really dove in that much, which is like organization. Like the way we organize our stuff. The people that know me tend to say that I'm super deep, like not organization centric, zero. Like everything in my life is like just whatever, I don't know, that's good enough. And but then there's everything that is like my computer, the knowledge I have, the books, the business, the management, like everything is set on different folders, and I have everything named and categorized, and I know where to go, and I'm just the most organized person you'll ever meet when it comes to having that you know, computer clean.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And every time, let's say I work on a different project and there's still nothing created, that folder is already there. Already made that folder with the names. Okay, this is going to be the images, this is going to be the video formats, this is going to be like the audio, this is going to be the Word documents, PowerPoints, and those files are already going to be ready to be just and put there.
Nicely done.
And because we're all going towards making more content, we have to be organized in our way of just classifying that.
Yeah, you can waste so much time looking for stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
You know, hey, I remember that image I wanted to use like a month ago. Where is it? And now you look for it, you never find it. You go on Google, and then you go to your emails, and you just wasted an hour, and nothing got done, and now you're frustrated. And how
Yeah.
simple would it have been to have a folder called "Random Images I Like," and that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. You know, organization is such a key part to all of this. So going back to objection handling, does anybody want to discuss that a little bit deeper?
I
How,
love, I love objection handling.
so when you get that, how do you handle it? How, like, what are your, how do you dance?
You gotta go. Like the best way to talk about objection handling is like being in the situation. Like, give me an example. Okay, what am I selling? What time of the day is it? Am I doing door to door? Am I doing like in front of somebody in a network event? Okay, give me the setting a little bit, and then I introduce myself. It's clean, it's crisp, whatever. There's no problem there, and the first objection comes up. I'm not interested. Right? That's the first objection that you usually get. Like, oh no, I'm not interested. Like, what do you do then? Most people tend to freeze up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you for your call or whatever. No,
Yeah.
bye. No, like what I've been taught to do is there's like a few things, very few ways of handling objections, very few. And the first part is understanding that you have to take control of the conversation. And the second thing is like doing or acting like the objection wasn't actually a real objection. You always call it a bluff. Even though it might be true, you try to call it a bluff. Okay. So if that person said, I'm not interested, you can tell her or him, I know, but, and now you just handle that objection and kept talking about your stuff or keep asking questions without having to assess the fact that the person is not interested. Because there's other gurus or sales experts that are going to tell you, okay, ask that person in what are they not interested? And now you're getting to a conflict. Like that person is going to try to justify why is he or her not interested, and now you're fighting over an opinion. Like, dude, come on.
Yeah.
Arguing over an opinion is like losing a battle already. Unless you have like a very strong argument of saying, hey, what are you not interested in whatever you're trying to sell me? I never said I wanted to sell you. I'm just trying to give you some information. That person goes, no, but I'm not interested in your information. And now you're like, but why not? Because I know you're going to try to blah, blah, blah. And you know, that conflict space is always very difficult to handle. So the best way to do that is just, I know you're not interested, but just give me 5 seconds. It's not going to take a lot more time. Be reasonable. Like, I'm being very nice with you. Like, can we talk just like human beings? Or, you know? And the person gonna be like, oh, okay. No, appeal to the greater part of that person. If he's an asshole, pass. You know, the best salespeople, they can recognize like time wasting people, tire kickers, or just people that are rude and not worth your time. Like, time is of the essence for salespeople because they make money on commission most of the time. So if they lose 5 minutes, it's 5 minutes they could have done to close another deal. So recognizing that is like the hard part.
Yeah, usually an objection is just a stall. Like they don't want to be sold, and they, you know, it's better to say no or hanging up. They'll just say, I'm not interested, but they don't give you the reason.
Yeah, the objection I got today was, oh, we're really busy right now, and you know, we'll look at it in August sometime. And it's like, okay, well, what's going to change between now and then, right? Because I've known you to be a busy person always.
Well, now you have to call the bluff. You gotta say, okay, if you're so busy right now, is there another time where you're not that busy? is there sometime in the week that I can call and we have just a discussion, just a 10-minute discussion where I can actually try to improve your life and your quality of life? And if he says yes, then you have another opportunity to get the sale. If they say no, well, then you have to pass because it's going to be a time waster. Like there's always this like duality. Am I trying to push it or I'm not? Do I want to really push it?
Yeah.
Right?
That's
You're
why.
always asking yourself.
Yeah.
And most of the time we want to push it.
You know, and I'm not a pushy salesperson. Like, I'll just say, okay, well, when's a better time to talk to you? And I'll make a note to call them then. And then if they put you off the second time or the third time, or they don't answer the call, move on. Like, I'm not in the convincing stage. I got other people to talk to,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, if you got a ton of people to talk to, then that's the better thing to do.
Oh,
But
that's exactly the position you want to be in.
yes.
Yeah.
But let's say your pool is very small. What do you do then?
You stretch out your pool.
Exactly.
Like you go get more numbers to add to your pool.
Okay, but let's say it's not really working out. You're kind of stretching it, but not like you're burning through your list very fast. Like that tends to happen when you're not very experienced or you're having a bad day. You know, you're kind of burning that list very, very fast. And at that point, what you have to do is actually take a moment and assess why are they giving you so much of a hard time. Like, what are you doing wrong?
Yeah.
You got to change your pitch. You got to change like the first introduction. You got to change something in the way you interact with that person.
Yeah. This is why I really love that guy is Sabri's training. Sabri. I'm gonna get his name right eventually. Sabri Suby. Sabri Suby. Yeah.
I don't know what is that name, where it comes from. Like,
Yeah.
what is that?
Sabri.
I've never heard a name like that. Sabri?
What book is that of his that you have?
That's the Sell Like Crazy.
Oh, he's the writer for that. Okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, I know. I like that guy is freaking genius when it comes to selling. I think, based on what I've heard so far.
He tells his story where he spends maybe like 5 years in a cocoon almost, studying everything that went into history about selling and psychological biases and the way to handle. So he's done that research and he's become an expert just because he's done so much research. And he got obsessed about it.
Yeah.
You know?
And you know what? That's interesting that you bring that up because I feel like that's exactly the phase of my life that I'm in right now. Like I'm like, you know what? Whatever it takes, if I need to, whether it's Corona or not, forget that. I'm quarantining myself in to master this. Like bring it on.
Yeah.
Right? So, and part of that actually helps. What helps with that driving force is having people being surrounded by people like that as well. Right? The people that are showing up, the getting on these kind of calls, and it's almost like you're constantly checking in with yourself and doing a restart almost daily. Right? Because you're building that moment to, you get shot off and then build, shot off. But it's like, it's always that step up. Right? So that strengthening is like powerful and it's there. I'm so excited about having those content editors hired now to edit the video clips and pow.
Don't forget, know exactly what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Know exactly how to, because you're going to be like the maestro. You have to tell them like what to sing.
Yeah.
What is the music you want to hear?
Yeah.
What should they be looking for?
Yeah. Well, actually, I got that tip from Sabri as well too, where I could see that he's got his training videos that he does with his staff, but at the beginning and the end is the same,
Oh, yeah.
right? So it's like, okay, well, so the consistency, the branding, and all that stuff is there, and then it's just whatever he puts in the middle.
I haven't watched any of his digital training or videos, but now that you talk about it, I might do some research.
Oh, yeah, brilliant stuff. So give me 2 seconds here, you guys. Sorry. Judy, did you want to ask anything or?
So Sam, I'm getting a little confused on things as far as what we're doing, because the last time we had a call, we were looking to do the content, and you wanted us to find posts with maybe video or pictures to go with each one of the
Yes.
So, and then the next thing Eleen's talking about is the
offer.
The emails, doing 1 to 6, and so then I'm going, okay, we all have to get it done, but are we doing it? You know, I don't know. It just seemed like we're kind of going. I'd like a flow chart and say, okay, this is the steps that we're doing, and let's get them accomplished, and then move on.
If you want, we can stop the recording right here, because now it's going off topic.
Yeah, true.
And